Walker with the Yoga Ranger Studio, and today's yoga snack is something you can do all on its own for a little brief warm-up, a little start to your day, or a little wind down to the end of your day to stretch everything out. Or it can be used as a pre-workout warm-up. So I worked out at the gym for years and years and years, spent a lot of time as a gym rat. And I know that when I was working with a trainer, they always suggested that we do a little warm-up before our weight training exercises and before cardio. So this is sort of my interpretation of that. I was not somebody very fond of that whole pre-warm-up thing. I just wanted to get right into it. But for safety's sake and to protect all of your muscles in your body, they do need to be a little bit warmed up, a little bit stretched out. And you will find that this warm-up will help you lift more, be more effective in your weight training exercises, a little more effective in your cardio, and far less prone to injury. And that's what I usually am looking for. I don't want to be injured. I don't want to be overly sore. I want to be able to continue the rest of the week to go do my workout. So the only thing you might need would be a block. You might not need it, so don't worry too much about it. I just find that my arms are a little bit shorter, and so some of these poses, I like to have a block as sort of a backup. We're going to start standing up. So go ahead and take your feet about hip distance apart. Nice and comfortable here. Go ahead and take your arms up overhead. You're going to interlace your fingers, flip them inside out, stretch up as tall as you can, engaging the core and engaging the legs, kind of pulling them toward one another without actively doing that. Release those hands. Grab hold of that left wrist. You're going to pull over to the right. Big long side stretch. Back to center and over to the left. Same thing. Keeping those feet heavy and grounded into the floor, hips stable. Come back to center. Interlace hands around behind you. Pull the shoulders back. Lift the chin and look up. And then go ahead and fold forward. So pull those hands away from the back as far as you can get them, lifting up toward the ceiling. Big stretch for the shoulders. So if it's arm and shoulder and chest day for you, this will be a great stretch. Shake your head out yes and no. So we're going to take each one of these poses for about 5 to 8 breaths. That gets you just enough time to kind of sink into it and fully stretch out that area. This is going to get your hamstrings as well. And then go ahead and release those hands. Walk those feet out and come into what we call downward facing dog. Bring my block out of the way here for a minute. So take your downward facing dog, bend your knees, press into your fingers, turn those front of the elbows forward, inside of the elbows. Stretch it out. Take 3 more deep breaths here. On an inhale, take that right leg up, stretch it out through the toes, and then bring that right foot in between your hands. Drop your left knee. So this is where your block might come in handy. You're going to take it to the inside of that right foot. Go ahead and come up into your low lunge, hands to your hips. Nice big stretch for the front of that left hip flexor if you're having a leg day. Arms up overhead, stretch to the fingertips. And then take both hands to the inside of that right foot, turn onto the outside edge of the right foot, and come down into what we call gecko pose. So if you want more stretch in this pose, you can always flip those back toes and lift them up. 4 more deep breaths. Big stretch for the inner leg, outside of the hip, hip flexors, lower back. If you have that back knee up, go ahead and drop it down. Here's where the block comes in handy for me. You're going to bring that right foot flat, Right hand to the inside of that right leg, left arm up. Little twist here. And we're going to rotate to the other side. Drop that left hand down, take that right arm up, twist to the other side. Two more deep breaths. Drop that hand down, come back to your downward facing dog. Switching sides here, lift that left leg up, come into your one-legged dog. And then bring that left leg through. If it doesn't make it, kind of pull it there. Drop that right knee. Come all the way up. So shift back just a little bit so you get a little bit more stretch on that right hip flexor. Arms up overhead, stretch through your fingertips. Plug those shoulders into the socket. Both hands to the inside of that left foot. Roll onto the outside edge of the left foot. Now, if this doesn't feel good, you don't have to go as far. Once again, you can add a little bit more. Lift that back knee off the floor. Come into full lizard pose here. 3 more deep breaths. Remember always that a pre-warmed up body is less prone to injury, much safer, much better for your body overall. You will find your lifting is probably a lot better, safer, the motion is more consistent. Drop that knee down, foot flat, block to the inside edge, left hand down, right hand twists up. So if your hand can come down to the floor, go ahead and take your hand down to the floor. Once again, I have kind of short arms, so. Other side, right hand down to the block, twist to your left. Come back to center, block out of the way if you have it there. Shift back to downward facing dog. And then start to walk your feet a little closer to your hands. We're going to come into a squat pose. So come down as far as you feel comfortable with your knees. Take your hands, palms together. Drop those hips a little bit more. 3 more deep breaths. This is great for tractioning out the back, opening up the hips. Palms down. Bring those feet down, big toes together, knees apart. And go ahead and just rest in child's pose for 5 breaths. Now, although this pose may be thought of as a resting pose, it's a great way to traction out the back. Good for the hips, lower back, hip flexors, and for the quadriceps as well. Go ahead and press yourself all the way back up. So I hope you enjoyed this little mini yoga snack pre-workout warm-up and that it helps you feel a little bit more comfortable doing your normal weekly workout, give you a little bit more opening, a little bit more safety to it as well. Please remember to subscribe and like and comment down below. I really appreciate it, and I hope to see you again soon. Have a great day.